actually crazy because I was making well over $100,000 a year. I was the top producer in our company at the time, and by far the most unhappy that I have ever been in my entire life. Hey everyone, so I mentioned in several videos that I took a huge pay cut to go back to nursing school. I left my job as a recruiter, and I've gotten a ton of comments between my different platforms just saying like, you're an idiot. Why would you leave a job where you are making so much money to go to a job where you're not going to make as much money, or to like lose out on that income in general? So I thought it would be a good time to share my burnout story and talk a little bit more about how I got into a position where I was just so done that I didn't really care about the money anymore, or kind of what I was missing out on. So let's rewind back to 2020. I was telling somebody the other day, I feel like my brain remembers things as like pre-COVID and post-COVID. I graduated college in May of 2021. I got a business degree, minor in marketing and event planning, and I didn't know what the heck I wanted to do. So I was selling insurance at the time. My senior year of college, I decided to just stay home because I wasn't gonna get a normal senior year anyway. My boyfriend had graduated in December of 2019, and then crap literally hit the fan in March of 2020 anyway. So started selling insurance, had no idea what I wanted to do. I had an internship that had been canceled and ended up getting reached out to by the company I ended up working for on LinkedIn, and I'd always wanted to go into recruiting. So I thought that that was my sign and what I was meant to do. I always wanted to help people, and it seemed like a really good gig. The company prided themselves a lot in like the culture they provided for employees, and everybody there was really young. It was in an area not too far from where I was currently living and where I thought I was gonna be moving after college. So it just kind of worked out perfectly. And I'm one of those people, which is definitely what led to my downfall, that if I can see other people's numbers and how other people are doing, I want to be at the top. And I'm one of those people that I understand that you have to put in the work to be successful at something. So I came in guns a-blazing, quite literally. I worked for an agency, so the more people I hired, the more money I made because I was commission based, and I hit the ground running. I did triple the phone screenings that were required on a weekly basis, and triple pretty much everything, if not more. I was working weekends. I was taking calls on my way home at night from people, and I kind of set myself up to be burnt out. So at the time, I guess maybe I just didn't really realize what I was doing. I was going into it with the mentality of, I have to work really hard now. I'm going to set myself up for success later. It's not going to be as much work. By the time we're ready to settle down, have kids, life's going to calm down. But instead, I instilled in myself that this was like the minimum I had to do, and I always had to raise the bar. So it went from, I'm going to hit triple my metrics, to I'm going to hit quadruple, to, oh, I need to fill 3 positions on this team, to I'll just fill the whole team by myself. And I was making an insane amount of money for myself for what I ever imagined my goal coming out of college was to make $60,000, and I was well over $100,000 for every year that I was with that company. But that was easily the most unhappy I've ever been in my life. I did a terrible job at setting boundaries. I was getting calls outside of work from coworkers and from my consultants at the time, and wasn't setting boundaries. And it led to things coming to a really big head. I had been in therapy for quite a while, and I just remember my therapist looked at me one day and was like, so realistically, you know, what has to change in this job to make you happy or make you not just feel so drained, and to where, you know, every weekend you're not just dreading going back to work? And I think I realized that, you know, I kind of put myself in a situation where I felt what I was doing every day was what was expected of me and the minimum that I had to do, and I always had to set the bar even higher. And overall, I ultimately think that that's what led to my burnout.